Hey everybody, this is Grace. Today is January 3rd, 2025, and it's about 1:08 p.m. In this video, I want to talk about I've been out a lot lately, going places, doing things and all that, and a lot of it's medical, and getting all prepared for the new year since last year, 2024. And one of the things that it's really bothering me, it's nothing new, but it just seems to be worsening. And of course, you know me, out and about, going to different places, I see it much more. And I've always, since I was a child, seen this in medical. And I've seen it in other places, not just medical. And it's not always, it's not everyone, it's not all that. But when you see it, it stands out. And that's this whole thing of too many people seeming to want to pick on, I'm going to use that term, pick on somebody else. They want to make fun. They want to gossip. They want, these are supposedly adults. They want to find something wrong with that other person so they can whisper, and apparently too many people think that makes them, the ones who are doing it, somehow superior, or whatever is their goal is not happening. It does not show that person as being sophisticated. They might think that they are so sophisticated. It actually has the opposite effect, opposite result, because you're not. If you're sitting there gossiping about something, bad-mouthing, malicious gossip, just bad-mouthing, putting down somebody, picking on them, whatever, that's so, I'm not even going to say childish, it's just not mature, a mature adult at all. And it just seems like so many people want to do this. So many people do. I mean, if say you're standing in a doctor's office, you're walking down the hall, they told you to go over there, and then you have to go back, and you see a group of people standing there, just apparently, obviously, bad-mouthing somebody. Really? Okay, these kinds of things. This is not setting up a good environment for people to live in at all. And it's not just, I keep saying that, it's not just in medical that I've seen it. Like I said, this is nothing new. This is going on long before any of us ever existed. But it's worsening. Like on social media, I've said this years. I've been on YouTube on my original channel making videos. August was 10 years, and I saw it so much then. It was just unbelievable. And other social media, I really don't participate too much in other ones, but I have over these years, of course. I had my first computer in 1982, and I was one of the original ones, pioneer women. Like on the World Wide Web, I connected my computer via Telnet, Procom, and Procom Plus, memory serves, to other links before what you think of as the World Wide Web, before it was even popular. And these days, so many people, not of any certain age, they act as though people my age are so out of it. We were the creators. Okay, back then they didn't have, there weren't that many people actually as users, except for us, the creators. Okay, we weren't the only creators, people my generation, baby boomers. But yeah, and to say today that people my age, who bought them their first computer? Some of it just, it's ageism. Please don't do that. Like I said, any age. It can be my age group. There just weren't, we were the creators. There's a difference between creators and users. So, anyway. Okay, anyway. But to see these days, how this has developed, evolved over years, and to see so many people using it as just an outlet for them to pick fun at people, to smear somebody, and they use that person's name. They're not giving anyway, they're using people's actual names. They're doing stuff that's online and offline just to kind of prove they're what? They think they're superior. Superiority complexes often mask inferiority complexes. As in, they really know that they are not superior. That, in fact, they're inferior. They're making themselves inferior to anybody. You know, the people who pick fun on how somebody pronounces or mispronounces a word or misuses a word, we all do it. Get a grip. You know? I mean, it's just... And the people who sit there hour after hour every day watching this stuff, how it's corrupting their minds. These are my opinions. This is not any form of advice. I'm not telling anybody what to do or any of that stuff. But this I'm a social and behavioral scientist. This is disgusting. Seriously. It's like totally despicable people. They're going to sit there and they chat. Ooh, chat. Let's make fun of this one person or that one person or this person. When the person who's doing it is such a hypocrite, is, you know, making fun of how somebody pronounces a word or misuses, like I just said. And they do it too. The person making fun of somebody else is doing it too. Okay. It has no shame. They don't need to see that, you know, so what? They are hypocrites. They're making money off of it. Making money off of making other people so, like I said, they're not superior. You might think if you pick fun or you gossip and you this, it's making you superior. It's not. It really is not. Okay. And now one of the things that really also bothers me so much is that so many of these people, not all of them, okay, not all of them, but some of them will also take some kind of spiritual, can we say, high road, like, or that they are these great Christians. Christians don't do that. Period. Full stop. Christians don't sit around all day making fun of people. Full stop. I mean, where do they get off into this? That they think that is it just so bothers me. Some of this, nothing changes because, you know, people can take it down the physio-psych road and how it just keeps going and keeps pushing people more and more. They get so excited. We're making fun of this person today, and oh, they're gonna slam them good, and oh, they're gonna have video to show this person did this and that. Really? You know, back in my day, it's still my day, by the way, people would say, get a life, to something like that. Somebody who's sitting there, ooh, I'm going to gossip, ooh, we're going to have a good old time. Let's get some popcorn, you know, get our sodas and get ready to watch this. Get a life. That's what we would say. But more and more as time has gone by, it's more like people think that is their life. That is having a life. That's not having a life. Okay, like I said, I had my first computer in 1982. Okay. And never did any of us think it was going to be this. I cannot imagine any of us thought it would come to this kind of thing. For the lowest, you know, some people judge. I see us all as human. But some of the lowest of the low is to sit there and talk bad about other people. I mean, actually pointing them out. Actually gossiping about them. Not doing what I'm doing. I'm not pointing you out. But saying this is a social ill. It's not going to make things better. I do worry about what it's going to be once I leave the planet. People my age. What is for the next generations? Hopefully one of them will get a grip and say, we really don't need to have this cell phone with us all the time. I remember thinking when I first had my first one, and I was thinking it was in 2002. It was before then. That this is a leash. I don't carry mine around. I don't. I do not carry. Well, lately I have make all these appointments, I've had to have mine around, but it's a leash. Go out, live a life. And like I said, I don't give anybody any advice. It's just, for the video. But have a life. Get a life. Get out there. Like I said, I'm not telling anybody what to do. It could, that's your business. But that was the expression, the main one. People went around saying it all the time. Get a life. If all you have in your life is to talk about, bad about this person or that person, or try to act like you're superior, or sit there whisper. It's so disgusting to see, and it's so prevalent these days in so many arenas in life. Like I said, nothing really new, but nothing this bad before. Okay, but there's also something else I want to mention. I just got reminded of it. I have a huge bruise on my left. It's around my wrist on the top of my hand, and it's a long one. And it was all because I think what they call them is a PICC line. I went to the ER, and they were trying to find a place to put dye for a CT and all that. And I think they call it a PICC line. I'm not a medical person, obviously, so nothing I say is going to be from a voice of authority on anything medical. So, I need to find a good place to just sit here that has a shade. But anyway, they bruised me. I bruise because of a rare health condition. I do bruise easily, seriously. But I was thinking about this, how I'm going to use this as an example. Okay, not enough sun, not enough shade. But this kind of thing, you can imagine that some people. Maybe you can imagine. Some people would see that, like I just was at this drive-thru to get me something to eat, and I handed her, my credit card, and she could see this big bruise, and she kind of looked at it a little funny. I've been around, going there for a while, so it's the same person. And I can imagine that she, immediately may have thought, ooh, what happened that she has this bruise, You see what I'm saying? Some people, they'll take that and they run with it. They don't care. Oh, I found something new. I have a little gossip. I can make it up a story and say, hey, look, she come here and she had this bruise. Ooh, I wonder what happened. You see what I'm saying? That's how some people are. And just for the record, that they couldn't get it there. And the doctor, I saw a doctor, my new doctor last night, wanted me to come in after hours to an urgent care. But anyway, he saw it and he said, you got good veins. I don't see why they couldn't get it. That was the first of 3 places. They finally got on to the third one. Yeah. That wasn't there. That was at an ER. I am not going to an ER again. Not that one. Nope. I need to eat. Sorry that you're looking at a wall, but I'm going to eat a little bit here. Okay, I'm going to throw in some, since I mentioned that, this kind of life, real life stuff. These videos are just for me to vent. Pressure release valve. And anyway, since I went to, it was yesterday evening, to see my new doctor, and he's around my age, I guess. And he ran an EKG on me, had one run on me, EKG, and a chest X-ray. They looked at my heart, this kind of, did various stuff. And he other people did it. He came back and he said, well, good news. I said, well, good. So did he. He goes, everything's fine. But see, I have a heart murmur, and they had first told me I had a heart murmur like 10 years ago. He said, with that, he doesn't call it a heart murmur, but he said, with that, you would think something, but no. and which was, of course, great news. But he also talked to me about that I'm anemic. They just now told me. The first time was, Saturday? And it wasn't him. It was at the ER. So yeah, Saturday evening. And today is another Saturday. No, today's Friday. This holiday weekend, 2 weeks. Oh my goodness, everything. With all else going on. Oh man. But they told me I was anemic, and I told him, I said, nobody has ever told me that I'm anemic until then. He said, you've been anemic for a while. Or he said, or real close to it. But you've been he didn't go back through everything to try to find when I was anemic. That is bad. Not being told you're anemic, from what I'm understanding. Yeah, I mean, I've heard about, anemia on and off throughout the years, but never to where I, actually really got deep down into it and understood it and all that. But it wasn't about me. It was about just mention of anybody, not me. I was never told until Saturday. Wow, it's a failure of this system, people. Seriously, I didn't go to just one kind of group or anything like that. I've seen various kinds of doctors, and none of them are mentioning this. Not lots of blood tests too. That's not good. Okay, I had to move out. There I am back there in that area to eat, and a woman drove up next to me. Just a whole other kind of places to park. A lot of us complain. Of course, they have the right to park wherever they want, but the herd mentality kind of thing. And then here I am trying to eat in peace. It got a little creepy when a guy backed in on the other side of me, and it kind of gross too. I'll leave out why, but yeah. So I left. I said, Now the police department is right on the other side of the building. So anyway, but I want to finish my sandwich. I gotta go buy groceries after this. I've been not of good health lately, and still trying to figure everything out. But like that doctor said, everything's fine. I'm so thrilled with all that. And the other one I think is just getting older. I have an awful ache that just washes over me all of a sudden, radiates. And he's thinking that it's because my blood pressure is bouncing all over the place. My blood pressure went down to normal, which is good, but it got real low one time. I was on the way to a dentist, and it was 90. At the dentist's office, they tested it. It was 95/53. It's not good. He said, yeah, that's low. And I mean, but one time it was 92 over something. So it bounces. And I'm thinking myself, I've had all kinds of theories on what it could be. It's just a horrible, horrible ache. Horrible. That day on my way to the dentist's office, it lasted, it started before I went to the dentist's office, but it lasted an hour and a half. The most awful feeling. But my latest theory on it, my latest thought, is that could it possibly be a question here? Just getting older and cold, because my hands are often cold. My question is it my body temperature? I'm not a healthcare person, remember, so don't take any of this as any form of advice or anything along there. I have a rare health condition. What works for me or doesn't it could be total opposite than most people. So let me finish my sandwich, people. Okay, that was a good sandwich at Burger King. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so I was talking about the doctor, okay? When I went to the doctor's office yesterday, the triage nurse had called me, and I had called them because somebody had called me and all this stuff. Oh, it's a lot of work. And she said, the doctor wants to see you since you're having so many symptoms, and after hours and all this, and they didn't know where it was the after. I pretty much had figured, because that's where I first met him, was in urgent care, and months ago. But so I figured it was probably the same place, and it was. And I called, and yeah, and anyway, I did. Adam went with me, but the thing was that it was, it was late when she called me, and I needed to hurry and get there. So, okay, so to make this part short, basically, I didn't have on appropriate clothes. I mean, I had on appropriate clothes, but it just was, I didn't have a chance to check this shirt that I had. Oh my goodness. I guess I don't remember exactly how it went yesterday, but with all that going on, it's so much because we had to hurry and all this stuff. But the shirt was because it was cold. It was dark by that time, so it was going to get colder. It was a hoodie, and I just put it on, that kind of thing. Didn't check it. Well, apparently, it had a lot of little lint balls, lint on it, but also what I first found, and this is kind of embarrassing too, was a hairball. Not my cat. And later on, I saw that there was another one once I'd left there, and I'm like, that's kind of embarrassing. It is embarrassing, but the thing about it is that in an office environment like that, I was a career student over 20 years. I did jobs like that, interim office manager, surgery scheduling, billing, medical billing, and I've worked in these. There was quite often there would usually always be that one. That's what I would say. There was always at least that one person who was the gossip and all this, and just made it very uncomfortable. You couldn't feel, like this was. It would often feel like a hostile working environment. That person caused so much trouble. But as time went by, it became more than just one. The queen bee and the ones that follow, and really, seriously. Childish. I don't say childish, but anyway. So when I was there, and I thought, the doctor had said something about my. I don't know whether he was, he's a friendly guy. He's real nice and friendly, and around my age, and he kind of likes to, say, oh, look who's here, There's a reason for all this, but I don't want to go into great detail. I went the wrong direction. Actually, I didn't. I just don't usually go this. I went the right direction. I just didn't. If I go the other way, do I get there faster? But there's so many roads leads to this place. It's actually a place we've said for years. Out here, you can get so screwed up because the roads, at one point they're going north south, the other they're going east west. Sorry. Anyway, so the whole thing was it like triggered me to remember how, not really trigger, that's not a good word to use at this point, but just basically to remember how some people are just so petty. They're so, not petty is actually not the right word, but they're just so low life. When it comes down to it, I'm not saying low class, I'm saying low life. When it really comes down to they wouldn't make fun of that in a hateful, mean way. But if you're in that kind of environment where people are constantly picking fun on somebody, for something like that happens, it's not really funny. This is just life. This kind of stuff happens. It just does. You've never pulled your clothes out of the dryer, and this is very annoying to me. They have all that lint on them. You know, or a hairball. I'm not talking about a big old thing, you know, just a small, you know, small thing. But still, it's there. It's unusual. And, yeah. But what I'm saying is, he didn't mention that. He didn't say anything, just for the record, he didn't say anything about that. I don't know if he saw it. But he said something about my Crocs. I was wearing Crocs. I like Crocs. Okay, I like them. And I need to buy myself a new pair. I also have Skechers, which I bought purposefully with the arches, you know. And I don't know. I'm not used to that. How they balance now. You know that the heel is a little spread out. I feel like I'm bouncing. Seriously, I have two new pair of them, and well, not new. It's probably 6 months old now, but I've hardly ever worn them. Yeah. Okay, this road through here is 30. You see, and let me tell you, not very many people want to go 30. This is the second that I've most traveled. Nope, you can't go 30. You need to really go 30. You know, through here. So much road construction and everything. But anyway, just the road's so narrow. Anyway, that whole scene, you know, he didn't make fun of it, like I said, you know, none of that kind of thing. But he pointed out my Crocs. And now he could, people are, this is another part, is how people can be so suspicious, like I was saying, or leading up, you know, they're trying to figure out a mystery. Because a lot of stuff we watch these days, no matter where you watch it, how you watch it, you know, on TV, but you're going to be watching it on a TV set, or on your phone, wherever, your laptop, your computer, whatever. You're going to be watching these things that are about so much being so suspicious, you know, mysteries. Well, why is this? Why is that? I mean, it's actually good in a way, and this is my view, could be wrong, but I doubt it. Like my shirt yesterday said when I went to the doctor, said, I could be wrong, but it's highly unlikely. And he read it. Like I said, I just put on a shirt. But anyway, okay, I need to go in here. Okay, and I went in the wrong way. Ooh, shame on me. I turned around because, yeah, I went in the wrong direction. And I don't like it when people do that, and I don't like to do it myself. Hopefully there wasn't a kid in the video. I don't like putting kids in the video. Let me just skip that. I've said enough. But to say, you know, I got to go in here, and the doctor I saw, my new doctor, he told me that I told him about yesterday. Adam and I had tried to go to Walmart, and it's in one of the huge superstores. And we were walking through there, and I was saying, you know, we were supposed to go here. And then Adam said, no, I want to go there. And we went there and said, this is why, because they don't carry the same stuff you would think in a superstore they would, but no. And so anyway, he had seen Subway in it, and that was all. That was it. Game over, you know. But we were walking in, and I had to turn around and walk back out. But my legs, the back of my legs were hurting so bad. And not really hurting bad. I don't know what you call it. I could feel that they were tired, but kind of hurting too. And it was just a strain on them. That's probably the better way to put it. It was a strain on them because I've been ill, haven't been out and about like I usually do. And it's amazing me how fast that just kind of. Anyway, he said that we definitely need to get me into PT, physical therapy, because of all this stuff that was going on. And that is part of my rare health condition too, muscle atrophy in the hamstring muscles. So, me going here today alone is a big thing, seriously, for me. I'm feeling that way. I could be exaggerating. I'm not much of a, histrionic and all that kind of stuff, make everything dramatic. But it's been dramatic for me. And I've got some little drama going on too. I have that for my whole life. When I have this rare health condition, it's always something. It is always. And then that brings me right back to the front. People love to gossip. People love, not everybody. Nope, don't say that's people. It's some. And they just, pick fun on people and everything like that. And for me, with this rare health condition, as I age mainly, you would think people, used to be, people had respect for others. These days, no, not so much. But some of this can cause me, and I think I'll do a whole video on that. When you're a little different. I've done videos on it. Anyway, I'll do more. I'll talk to you on the video. Bye. Okay, I'm out of it. Out of the store. And I had to go from one side of the store to the other. And by the time I got to the other, I had to sit down at the pharmacy in one of those those chairs for a little bit. Seriously, not a long time, just a few minutes, really. But then coming out of there and getting back into my SUV, yeah, you still feel a little winded, and that's part of it, is being winded. Oh, so much stuff. But everything's fine. Now, the doctor does know that this is a problem. He thinks it's all related to the blood pressure, to my blood pressure going up and down, and my original and my rare health condition. He knows all that, so. But all the other stuff is fine. That was a workout for me. And I'm afraid that I call them episodes now. I don't know what they're called. I don't really know. But I feel it coming on. Yeah. And it'll even make my gums hurt. And that's why I wound up with the bottom part of my gums. So I wound up going to the dentist on the 31st rush emergency. Because they had said at the hospital, they had said that they think it's related to the gums. Well, it's not. It's more like the other way around. It just causes problems. Nope, nobody else is saying that. I didn't like that guy anymore. I liked him at first, but that's usually often how they wind up. Anyway, I'm going to go home.